Alright folks, today we're diving deep into the Beast's pirates, boasting a hefty squad of nearly 20,000 members. What's terrifying isn't just their numbers, but their individual strength. As per Navy intel, these are all powerhouses who've fallen head over heels for Kaido's unmatched might and rallied to his cause. This group eventually formed the foundation of the Beast's pirates, so even the bit players pack a punch. This isn't some random assembling of just any old rabble, alright? Without further ado, let's get started. First up, we're shining a spotlight on the big guns, the core of the Beast's pirates, the group known as the Shinichi. Most of the Shinichi have gained devil fruit abilities through Smile. Among them, you've got users with the powers of elephants, lions, hippos, gorillas, and more. These folks are essentially the top brass of Four Emperors' crew, so there's no questioning their competence. But their looks? That's another story. Hold'em, the lion power user, has a lion's face growing out of his crotch, while Babanuki, the elephant power user, has an elephant's face sprouting from his chest. Briscoe, the gorilla power user, has a gorilla's upper body fused with his left arm. And Dobin, the hippo power user, is basically a human popping out of a hippo's mouth. However, amongst these freak show-esque Shinichi, we've got Sheep's Head, who can control his sheep power without always having to be in sync with the animal. Plus, there's Basil Hawkins, aka the Magician, who, like Luffy, was dubbed one of the worst generation. As you can see, they aren't just circus performers, they're a force to be reckoned with in the world of the Four Emperors. With Hawkins as their middle rank, the Beast's pirate's depth of power is pretty stacked, huh? Aside from the Shiuchi like Hawkins, there are plenty of fighters. Also, there's Bao Wang, a flying squirrel smile user, who oversees Kaido's intel operations and performs secretarial duties. And then there are folks like Babanuki, who's the warden of the prisoner mines and weapon factory in Yuden, and Dobin, his deputy. It's clear from the distinctive roles assigned to each top member that the Beast's pirates are not just about brute strength, but also organization and coordination. Talk about corporate structure in a pirate crew, am I right? Next, we'll talk about a select group of 6 Shinichi who are an absolute cut above the rest. They're known as the Tobiropo. They are treated differently, although included in Shinichi basically. The Tobiropo, all 6 of them, are ancient Zoan devil fruit users, and when they get together, the sight is truly something to behold. Belonging to the same worst generation as Luffy, the captain of the Drake Pirates, ex-Drake, is now part of Kaido's Tobiropo in the Beast's pirates. Known as Drake, he is a dinosaur human who consumed the ancient Zoan-type dragon fruit model Allosaurus, characterized by the dinosaur's inherent toughness and power beyond that of ordinary humans. Moreover, when fighting in human or beast-human form, he wields a sword and axe in each hand, fighting in a dual-wield style. Because of this, he proved worthy of his 222 million berry bounty. However, during the raid on Onigashima, his betrayal towards Kaido was exposed, leaving him isolated. And once CP0 got wind that Drake's true identity was with the Navy's secret special unit sword, not as a pirate, they landed a devastating blow on him. Ultimately, even after Luffy and his crew left Wano, Drake's whereabouts remain unknown. Next in the line of Tobiropo is Black Maria with a bounty of 480 million berries. She is designed after the image of a Japanese oiran, with a partially open kimono adorned with hair ornaments like combs and hairpins, and often seen smoking a long pipe. In the narrative, she manages a red light district within Onigashima, aptly named Meiwaku, which translates to trouble with women. She is a spider human who ate the ancient Zoan-type spider fruit model Rosa Megali Gravo jelly. Her abilities, fittingly, include producing webs to immobilize her opponents, releasing deadly poison from her feet, and causing hallucinations with a mystic fog. She is effectively an advanced version of a certain Spider-Man from a Hollywood movie. Speaking of Black Maria's moves, there's her marionette technique, where she releases copious amounts of spider silk with both adhesive and flammable properties. She also has Stalemate Maria, using that same marionette to block her opponent's attacks, and Flaming Maria, where she sets her marionette on fire, causing it to go up in flames. Many of her techniques cleverly incorporate her name. In the Wano arc, after defeating Sanji, she faced off against Robin, but was ultimately defeated by a demon-possessed Robin. Robin, too, was left severely wounded after this fight. Continuing on, let's introduce Ulti, a 22 years old member of the Toby Roppo. You might wonder, what kind of life led someone to become a Four Emperors officer at such a young age? Ulti's father was originally a pirate, and after his death, she and her younger brother Page 1 were taken in by Kaido, who had a connection with their father. Considering Kaido's familiarity with them and Ulti's combat abilities, it's likely that their father was a renowned pirate of the Zero generation. But that's a story for another time. After being taken in by Kaido, Ulti stole 2 of the beast's pirates' devil fruits and ascended to the position of Toby Roppo at the young age of 22. She joined the merit-based organization to protect her younger brother, which is enough to bring tears to your eyes. Ulti, a supreme broken, will fearlessly confront anyone who tries to hurt her brother. In the series, she rushes headfirst into a confrontation with Four Emperors' Big Mom after her brother is beaten. Ulti is a powerful user who ate the ancient Zoan-type dragon fruit model Pachycephalosaurus. She probably inherited her natural physical robustness from her father. Adding to this, the toughness brought on by the ancient Zoan-type fruit she ate proves that she is indeed Four Emperors officer level. Even after taking Yamato's mighty attack, Thunder Bagua, she was only temporarily incapacitated. Thanks to her exceptional recovery, she was able to return to the battlefield in no time. Her attack power is also immense, forcing Luffy to use Gear 4 to compete. Her signature move, Ulti Skull Cannon, involves a powerful headbutt after a jump, powered up with Haki. It's so strong it cracked Usopp's skull. Usopp's skull only getting a crack without armament Haki is just as unbelievable. While Ulti had a strong showing and gained popularity as a Toby Roppo, she ultimately fell to a tracking lightning strike from Nami and Zeus. She had already taken considerable damage prior to this. Next in the Toby Roppo lineup is Ulti's younger brother. At 20, Page 1 is the youngest of the Toby Roppo. He is a dinosaur human who ate the ancient Zoan-type dragon fruit model Spinosaurus, stolen for him by his sister Ulti from Kaido. Like his sister, he boasts an unusual degree of toughness, and in the series, he took several hits from Sanji's kicks without falling. In addition, he took a direct hit from Luffy's Gum Gum Elephant Gun to the jaw and only suffered a dislocated jaw. As expected from the youngest Toby Roppo, he has mastered both observation and armament Haki. So, how did he perform in the series? Since his first appearance, he's had a heated battle with Sanji, which ended in a draw. Later, during the raid on Onigashima, he took a hit from Luffy's Gum Gum Elephant Gun, and despite cornering Nami and Usopp with his overwhelming strength, they managed to escape. Despite not being able to show off much, he ultimately fell after taking a hit from an enraged Big Mom using Conqueror's Haki. Next up, let's talk about the Toby Roppo member Sasaki, who is a fishman of the Tengu hagfish species. Although not specifically revealed in the series, his fishman heritage was confirmed through the official Fen Book's Fiverr card. Originally a captain of his own pirate crew, he is a powerful figure boasting a bounty of 472 million berries, and as you might expect, he has consumed a devil fruit. Could he possibly be another user of the Ryu fruit? Indeed, Sasaki, like the other members of the Toby Roppo, is a user of the Ryu fruit, ancient Zoan type, model at Triceratops, notably known for his exceptional toughness and regenerative capabilities. He can spin the frill around his neck at high speed to fly, a technique called Heliceratops. Using the acceleration of the Heliceratops, he charges at his opponents with a technique called Bullet Ceratops. Furthermore, he drops from the sky, ready to detonate himself in a suicide attack, using an upgraded version of Bullet Ceratops called Magnum Ceratops. This is his unique fighting style, skillfully utilizing these unique techniques. You can't help but be impressed with the playful humor and creativity of Eiichiro Oda. He can also use a peculiar spiral sword with countless razors attached to it, even without relying on his devil fruit ability. By rapidly spinning this sword, he can fight in a swordsman style, slashing it around like a chainsaw. Frankie, who was confronted with Sasaki, was also having a tough fight. Sasaki's unpredictable fighting style seems difficult to contend with. However, when Sasaki managed to destroy General Frankie, he unwittingly gave an opening to the actual Frankie inside. As a result, he was knocked out by a direct hit of a radical beam to his belly, his weak spot. Defeating a commander of the Four Emperors while being virtually unscathed, Frankie is truly remarkable. Finally, let's talk about Who's Woo, who with a bounty of 546 million berries, holds the highest bounty among the Tobiropo. It's truly impressive that even a mid-tier position is worth over 500 million. Who's Woo has held positions as a member of CP9, the captain of his own pirate crew, and now as a member of the Tobiropo in the Beast Pirates. He's a rare type of pirate with such diverse experiences. During that battle, he transforms into a saber-toothed tiger due to the power of the Zoan-type devil fruit, Neko Neko no Mi model saber tiger. Additionally, he uses his unique adaptation of the martial art Rokushiki to unleash multiple slashes from his short sword with razor gun. In addition, in his human-beast hybrid form, he can project slashing attacks from his fangs with a technique called Fangun. He has a wide range of fighting methods. His Fangun technique, though its damage is light, has a sharpness that can cause even the armament Haki-hardened Jin to bleed. It's a troublesome type that possesses the power of an ancient Zoan-type devil fruit, along with the technique to freely manipulate Rokushiki. Who's Woo, holding the highest bounty among the Tobiropo and widely known as a potential successor to the All-Stars, the top executives of the Beast Pirates. In his fight against Jinbe in the series, he mentions a lot of plot points, such as his past, his connection with Shanks, secrets of the world government, and the sun god Nika. Being very talkative during his battles, he's often teased online as being a socially awkward chatterbox or a chatty cat. Indeed, he did talk a lot by himself. Ultimately, his discriminatory comments towards fishmen and slaves infuriated Jinbe, and he was knocked out by Jinbe's gargoyle-tile true punch. Readers are all thankful to Who's Woo for explaining some of the top-level secrets in the series. Next up, let's introduce the top executives of the Beast Pirates, the All-Stars. They are the three trusted associates of Kaido, each bearing a calamity's name, namely drought, plague, and wildfire. These three, commonly referred to as the Disasters, possess incredible strength and a brutality befitting pirates, and naturally, each of their bounties exceeds 1 billion berries. All three are different species, none of them pure humans, and can truly be called a trio of monsters. First, let's talk about Jack, who among the lead performers has the lowest bounty of 1 billion berries and is known by the alias Drought. The lowest being 1 billion seems like a joke. What's the origin of the alias Drought? What Jack consumed is the Zoan-type devil fruit, Zuzu no Mi model mammoth. The sight of lands he rampaged through decaying and being ruined as if hit by a severe drought is what seems to have given rise to his infamous moniker. The sight of Jack, who is 830 centimeters tall in his human form, turning into a mammoth and running wild, allows you to imagine the fear behind his alias Drought, so he can wipe out a town all by himself. In addition to the raw fighting power of his devil fruit in his human form, Jack is proficient in a dual-wielding style of combat using curved swords known as shuttles. In the series, he is a powerful figure who is able to land a blow on the samurai of Wano, Shoot, and Maru. He is a formidable opponent who can fight even without relying on his abilities. Additionally, Jack, the fishman from the Tamakai, is capable of breathing underwater. Despite becoming a hammer due to the curse of the devil's fruit, he can still breathe through his gills even underwater. This means he doesn't die from suffocation, which is quite troublesome. If the opponent is a power user, he can escape into the sea and force a draw, which is quite strong. In the series, he is the only one among the lead performers who first appeared in the Zoo arc before entering the Wano Country arc. He created a deep-seated grudge with the Mink tribe and was believed to have died. However, he made a reappearance in the Wano Country arc. Despite fighting valiantly with Inuarashi, the daytime king of the Mink tribe with whom he had a grudge, Jack was ultimately defeated by Inuarashi's attack when he luckily transformed into a moon lion. You could say that Jack did a solid job as All-Star, even going as far as Zoo, the Phantom Island, for Admiral Kaido. Next up is the second big shot, Queen, also known as the Plague, with a bounty of 1.32 billion berries. That's 320 million more than Jack. The Plague alias comes from his hobby of creating pathogens and spreading viruses. In fact, in the series, he tormented the Straw Hat crew with his Ice Oni Plague bullets, which caused the skin to cool and the victim to lose their self-control and rampage like a demon. He knows what would have happened if Chopper hadn't been there. Furthermore, Queen, being a former member of the genius chemical group MADS, enjoys creating contraption weapons and has even modified himself to become a contraption. Despite his appearance, he is intelligent and skilled. In addition, the devil fruit that Queen consumed is the ancient Zoan-type Raya model Brachiosaurus. In the beast form, he can become Brachiosnake's Euros by separating his neck and tail from his body, and he has techniques to constrict the enemy with the separated neck and tail. He fights in an unpredictable way, combining the devil fruit and mechanics, making him truly troublesome. Sanji must have had a hard time too. Sanji, who confronted Queen, struggled against the change-up fighting style and the pure strength of Queen as a Four Emperors executive. However, in the end, Sanji, enhanced with speed and the Germa's exoskeleton, defeated him with his strength and Devil's Leg. He was quite a scumbag using viruses and hitting women, but he was a character that made us laugh and we liked him. Finally, the big shot to introduce is the No. 2 of the Beast's pirates. The King of Fire, who ate the ancient Zoan fruit Ryo no Mi model Pteranodon, has a bounty of 1.39 billion berries. King, who is of the Lunarian tribe, was once called a god and is capable of igniting fires, in contrast to Jack the Fishman and Queen the Contraption Human. This tribe is said to be able to survive in any natural environment. Does the alias of Fire come from the ability to ignite fires? The alias King of Fire comes from the Lunarian tribe's ability to freely produce flames. The battlefield where King rages is burned to the ground by flames, and the level of disaster is reminiscent of the Mera no Mi and Magu no Mi. In effect, isn't it like handling two abilities of the Devil's Fruit? King's strength is top tier even within the series, transforming into a Pteranodon with the power of the Devil's Fruit and unleashing a sharp beak by pulling his crest to its limit, the Imperial self-esteem. Moreover, he creates a huge flame like magma in the shape of a dragon, with the Lunarian tribe's characteristics, and burns his opponent to ashes, the Imperial Fire Dragon. He fights using all of his weapons to their fullest. In addition, he has refined Haki, the tiffness of an ancient Zoan, and the abnormal defensive power of a Lunarian. Therefore, pirates who have achieved a fame in the area can't even touch him. How do you expect to beat a guy like that? If there is a single winning move, it would be to attack when the flame that is constantly burning on his back goes out. King has a characteristic where his defense decreases when he is conscious of speed when moving at high speed. If you can attack at this time, you can inflict damage. So as his speed increases, his defense decreases. On the contrary, as long as the flame on his back continues to burn, attacks will not get through to King. Either way, it's not an impossible game, is it? However, Zoro, the No. 2 of our Straw Hat crew, will see through this characteristic. On top of that, he releases the Grand Technique, 3 sword style Dragon 100 3 sentiments Flying Dragon Samurai Extreme, against King and brilliantly sinks King with one blow. Both Zoro and King showed their determination as No. 2s. It was a splendid fight. Next we introduce not the Admiral of the Beast's pirates, Kaido of the Beasts, but the lowly crew members. They are not the all-stars or the Shinichi, but just the mob characters. However, they belong to a crew of one of the 4 emperors, so even the mob members are somewhat organized. First up, we have the waiters. As the name implies, they are the ones waiting. They are Kaido's Enderlings who haven't yet eaten the artificial devil fruit smile, which turns part of the body into an animal, and are waiting for their chance to gain the power of beasts. But with Doflamingo being defeated by Law and Luffy, the Smile Factory was destroyed and they can no longer get Smile. So unfortunately, they are likely to end their pirate lives as eternal waiters. Next, we introduce the second mob organization, the Pleasures. They are Kaido's Enderlings who ate the faulty smile and couldn't gain the power of animals, a group who suffered only from the side effects of smile. They lose all emotions and expressions except laughter. Even when they are crying or angry, they can only laugh. Perhaps they are called Pleasures because they are always smiling. The Pleasures who pulled the dud smile have a low status even within the Beast's pirates, and seem to be treated as cannon fodder even among the mob. Next, we introduce the Gifters, who derive their name from the meaning the ones who are given. As the name suggests, the Gifters are a group of combatants who ate the winning smile and gained animal powers. and they are typically characterized by having 2 horns on their heads. You can get useful powers like a bat's smile that allows you to fly and gives you 6 times human hearing, or a gazelle's smile that enables you to run at 200 kilometers per hour. On the other hand, there are also the unfortunate appearances, such as the rat's smile that gives you large rat ears, or the crab's smile that only allows you to walk sideways. Even among the gifters, there seem to be hits and misses in terms of powers. Smile seems to have a cost performance ratio. Kaido is trying to enhance all his crew members with Smile and organize a group of devil fruit users with animal abilities. But that dream, too, was left unfulfilled. Next, we introduce the numbers. As expected of one of the 4 emperors, there are various squads. The numbers are a group of 10, each of them appearing as a giant demon. Their true identity is the failures of the world government's long-standing human gigantification research. Produced in Punk Hazard, Kaido bought them all. Kaido, who buys up anything that looks like it could become military power. It's no exaggeration to say that the numbers were picked up by Kaido. They have been with the Beast's pirates for over 20 years and, according to Apu, have destroyed several villages. They have established a certain position within the Beast's pirates, and Kaido's investment in the numbers can be said to have been successful. Indeed, his eye for spotting strong individuals is sharp. That being said, among the numbers, there's a guy named Nagashima, who sneakily snacked on Smile and gained the ability to turn his lower body into a horse. Moreover, there are sloppy ones like Rocky, who, despite being assigned to guard Onagashima's arsenal, doesn't do his job and just sleeps. Furthermore, all the numbers are bad drinkers. They cannot speak properly and their intelligence is low, so they often cause trouble and rarely do the job as expected. They have some strength but are difficult to handle. Next, we introduce the reconnaissance squad, the Marys. They are a mixed group of cyborgs and humans. The cyborgs lurk everywhere and share visuals and information with the human Marys. And there's a rumor going around that they were created by Queen who loves tinkering. The Beast's pirates, with their separate combat and intelligence organizations, seem formidable as an organization as well. Finally, let's introduce Kaido, the Admiral of the Beast's pirates. He has been one of the 4 emperors for a long time with an astounding bounty of 4.611 billion berries. In the story, he boasted the 3rd highest bounty, following Roger and Whitebeard. He is the highest bounty head still alive. Kaido, who can now be called a legendary pirate, was raised in a war-torn country known as the Vodka Kingdom. From an early age, he spent his time as a child soldier, and at the age of 13, he was about to be drafted into the Navy. However, he rebelled and escaped from the warship, and at this time he became a bounty head worth 70 million berries. That initial bounty is twice the amount of Luffy's. Before ruling over Wano country, he belonged to the Rocks Pirates and was called the Invincible Pirate Crew, along with Rocks, Whitebeard, and Big Mom. You wouldn't want these guys as enemies. Such Rocks pirates were destroyed by the God Valley incident. However, on that day, Kaido received a devil fruit from Big Mom and officially became the ability user of the Zoan type Uo no Mi model Azure Dragon. The powerful flame breath that he breathes out from his mouth boasts a power that can blow away the top of a mountain. It's more like a destruction beam than a flamethrower. Furthermore, he can generate wind blades from his mouth and even create tornadoes. His very existence is like a natural disaster. Of course, as one of the 4 emperors, even without relying on the ability of the devil fruit, his power is exceptional. His simple technique, Thunder Bagua, where he coats his Kanabo with Haki and swings it at super high speed, has the power to sink Luffy, who is in Gear 4, with a single blow. Also in Burrow Breath, where he coats his Kanabo with Armament Haki and Conqueror's Haki and slams the opponent into the ground, Luffy was knocked unconscious. Luffy, who is tough, is taken down with one blow. What kind of Haki does he have? He himself has stated that ability does not conquer everything, and it is Haki alone that surpasses everything. He advocates the theory that refining Haki, rather than relying on abilities, is more important. Don't rely too much on abilities, right? There are not a few people who visit Kaido, admiring his overwhelming strength in the Beast's pirates. The subordinates call Kaido with honorifics like San or Sama, and it seems that everyone admires Kaido to a surprising degree. Kaido himself has a clear culture within the organization where he gives position and power to those he recognizes as strong. Therefore, from executives to mob characters, it's an autonomous organization. He's quite a savvy CEO. This channel posts summaries, explanations, and ranking videos related to One Piece. If you like One Piece, we would be happy if you could support us by subscribing to our channel and commenting. Thank you for watching till the end. See you in the next video.